Hi. It's Friday night and it's March 8th. We're marching through March. I need to put the mic over here so you can hear me. So we're marching through March, and here we are, another week, another dollar. And how are you guys? I just finished up another video for the Patreon. That's where I make videos all week long, in case you didn't know it. I make videos all week long, almost every day. I call it almost everyday vlogs. So you can join that group if you want to see those videos. It's the link is in the description. So this week has been quite an interesting week, especially for the camera community and even the other communities that we've got going on at the same time. So what is the news? Nikon just decided to go out and buy the red camera, the big famous red camera. Nikon bought them. So they said, we need a movie division. Canon has movie cameras. Sony has movie cameras. Panasonic has movie cameras. Why don't we have movie cameras? So they went out and they bought themselves a movie outfit, and it's called Red. So Red has been used, the Red camera. Red is a camera. The mount, ironically, is actually a Canon mount on the Red camera. So that is a little bit weird. We're going to see how that plays out. And who is it? I think Nikon Rumors. I'm moving the framing around, so this way I'm a little bit taller. And they bought Nikon Rumors has a picture of the Red. I don't know if it's the Komodo or one of the cameras, and they painted it Nikon yellow. They call me Nikon Yellow. Yeah, that's right, slick. So remember that song? So that is what is going on. We've got Sammy is here. Hey, Peter. Sammy just started spring break. So we have a wild and crazy teenager on the loose. Look out the eastern border of the United States. He even threatened to come and stay here. Well, he's welcome to come and stay here. So because of Sammy, I actually made a hamburger tonight, which is good because hamburgers are low sugar as long as you don't stuff them with bread filling and all that kind of stuff, right? So I made a hamburger and I chopped it up so it went back to being ground beef. And when it went back to being ground beef, I made a wrap out of it. You know what a wrap is? You take a flatbread. Well, I have a flatbread where the sheet that I'm going to eat is only 6 carbs, which is wonderful, marvelous, is fantastic. So I put the ground beef in. Then I put, I'm Greek, so I make a sauce called tzatziki sauce. That's the white sauce that goes on the gyros. It's got cucumbers in there and garlic and garlic and garlic. And what else? It's got a bunch of stuff in there. And everybody makes it out of yogurt, but not me. No, 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 no. I don't make it out of yogurt. I make mine quite different, and it tastes mighty fine. So I put some tzatziki sauce, and then I made a keto or a low sugar coleslaw. So I put coleslaw in there, then I put the ground beef, then I put the shredded cheese. I put the 3 or the 4 different cheeses, and then I rolled it and rolled it and rolled it, and I had me a hamburger wrap with coleslaw, tzatziki sauce, hamburger, shredded cheese, cucumbers. Oh my God, did I enjoy? I feel stuffed. I must have gained weight, but you know something? It was low sugar. So why do you eat low sugar so much, Peter? Because a year ago I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, Peter, your health, she ain't looking so good, big boy, okay? Your sugar is right at the borderline where I'm going to have to give you medication. and you need to do something to lower it, or I'm just going to give you metformin. Okay. So I looked it up, and I looked at, well, the two major diets going on in the United States right now are vegetarian, which could even be heavy fruits and stuff like that. The standard American diet, which would be kind of like the middle of the road, which is like a seafood diet. You see food, you eat it. That's the standard American diet. We go to McDonald's and get a biscuit, egg, sausage, egg, and biscuit. Then we go to Burger King and we get, what do we get at Burger King? We get a Whopper, with cheese and some French fries and maybe a chocolate shake. And that's our lunch. And then we go to Chick-fil-A, which is a little bit better, but it's still fast food, okay? It's food that is processed. Processed food, okay, actually gives you something called insulin resistance. So anyway, today is Friday. So Wednesday morning, I went to the doctor for a physical. I was going to say physiatrist, but that's my other kind of a doctor. All right. So they took blood and more blood. And I swear the nurse was flirting with me. She was rubbing my arm and laughing and giggling. And I was going, you think I'm cute? And then I found out about 5 minutes later, she didn't speak a word of English. All she speaks was Latin, Cuban, whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Let's frame this one a little bit better, too. I think this guy needs a little bit. There you go. Up a little higher. A little higher. Don't be cheap with your highness. There you go. See, my head needs to be like within an inch of the top. That's proper portrait placement. So back on target. They took the blood, and next week, Wednesday, I hope by Wednesday, I will get my blood work, and I have been on low sugar, low carbs, whatever you want to call it, keto. I even went over carnivore a couple of times, and so I did that a few times during the year, and I stayed on low sugar for a whole year. So in February, last month, I was on it a year. So maybe the start was a little rocky, like sputtering, but I actually have been on for a whole year. So I can't wait to see what my blood work looks like. So I want to lower inflammation, the metabolic, whatever it is. There's a word for it. And all that stuff causes stuff to go in your arteries. And that hurts your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, all that stuff. And you know what? A side benefit for all that is I've lost 50 to 60 pounds this year. And I still have candy, but I have Atkins peanut butter cups. Peter loves his peanut butter cups. I don't know if Atkins makes M&Ms. I'll have to check with Chuck. Check with Chuck. That rhymes. And see if Atkins makes M&Ms. Maybe they do, or something like that. But the peanut butter cups is just fine. So now that I went on a rabbit trail, you think I should come back into the show and talk to you about what I was going to tell you. So no price was given on how much Nikon paid for the Red camera company. Now, who has used Red? They've made movie films that are actually made it to the theater, and they've made films that have made it to Netflix, and famous YouTubers like Marquez Brownlee has actually used Red at one time. I'm not sure if he still uses it or if he moved over to something higher. The high and mighty have to go higher and mightier. So he might have moved to Alexis. He might still be using Red. I don't know. Over here, we use a Sony ZV, the E10, which is a $798 camera. Don't she look nice? Then we use the Sony ZV E1, which is my new favorite camera. Okay. And the reason is this is the same camera as an FX3. $4,000, cha-ching, hello. It's the same camera as a A7S Mark III, which was one of my favorite pictures. Might not have been my favorite camera. It wasn't a bad camera. And I was so sad when I sold that camera. I had to sell it when I made my my CD, my Christmas CD. I needed the money to make the imprint that stamps the CD over and over. And that was thousands and thousands of dollars to buy that stamp. So I sold that camera. But now I basically have it back in the form of the E1 because the E1 is an FX3. It is an A7 Mark III. So, I'm sorry, A7S Mark III. It's got the same sensor, same everything, better focus system. It's got a flippy screen, doesn't have a fan. So it does the little extra, they don't charge you extra for this, honestly, but it gives you a little extra overheating. And if you learn how to manage it, I haven't run into an overheating problem. Now, if it goes off tonight, you'll know, okay? So that's what we got. So we got 4 cameras running. They're all running at 4K. We're pumping out of the Christmas room at 50p. No, 60p. I'll get it right. All right. And because I have a television set here, I'm trying to minimize the flickering that's going on, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time doing it. But it's almost gone, and that's as close as I can get. Yeah, I've tried the synchro scan. I've tried all that kind of good stuff. It still will flicker a little bit. So let's see. What do we have going on? And, oh, I did put up the email. So if we have anybody that wants to put in a picture, we could also look at pictures tonight, which is a pretty cool thing. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is I don't really want snapshots. This is not show and tell. I want a little bit of artistic value to the pictures so I can actually talk about the pictures. I don't want to see pictures of your daughter and your girlfriend unless you did something unique with them, okay? So this is not like, oh, I took a picture this week, Peter. Jerry Lewis is here. Okay. So no, if you do that, I pick out the pictures I want to show. So that is what we've got going. Oh, I need to bring over the computer because I need to see. This one is on a rolling cart. So all I have to do is roll it up close because it's a little bit too far from me. Whoops, I don't want to fall down. And I can even bring the monitor closer. Okay, so now I can see what I'm doing because with all these monitors, it's getting kind of hard to read. Now, do you see the table? I'm touching it. Well, it depends on which camera we're on. Okay. So let's see who's in the house. Sammy said hello. Jim Mundy's here. I actually talked to Sammy this week on the phone. And I talked to Jim Monday. He says, good evening, Peter, and hello to all. So Sammy just launched on spring break. Jim is moving out of one dwelling, and he's got himself a new place. And I'm not sure how Jim's going to do. He showed me a video of his new place. So he actually has 3 floors. I couldn't do that. Honestly, I couldn't handle 3 floors. The doctor did say I have to exercise some more when I went to the physical. It was the worst or the best, depending on your point of view, physical that I have ever had. Okay? I don't think the doctor was in the room 2 whole minutes. He looked in my nose. He looked in my ears. He made me say, ah. The nurse took my blood pressure. The nurse took my blood. And he said, you look good. He didn't go poking or prodding in place. I took a shower. I was expecting more. I don't know how else to phrase that. But the more never came. So on the way, when you leave my doctor's office, you go to like an exit desk. And they hand you the prescriptions for the next 6 months or the next year, whatever. And they take Xerox copies of it. And the doctor was walking behind me, and he says, oh, give him a prescription for an EKG and a chest x-ray because the insurance won't allow it to be taken here in this office. And I turned to him, and I said, Doc, Wayne. His name is Wayne, all right. I ain't going anywhere else. It's bad enough for me to come here. You know, it's an ordeal for me to come here. And he says, well, you haven't had an EKG in 2 years, and you haven't had a chest x-ray in 2 years. So I said, well, how much does it cost if I have the EKG here? So she said $75. And I said, oh, I can't do that. My credit cards are closed. So he looked at me and he says, Peter, seriously? He says to the nurse, take this man into the back into the exam room 1. I was in exam room 1. Give him an EKG and do a chest X-ray, and don't charge him anything. He has been with me for almost 40 years. Okay, so I got a free EKG and I got a free chest X-ray, and I've been checked. At least that part. Now, when the blood work comes back, I'm going to share it. I'll probably share it on my Patreon family. So you can join the Patreon family by clicking the link below, the Patreon family. Now, it does have a paywall, which means you're going to have to pay 25 cents a quarter to join. And you pay it monthly, but it's 25 cents a week. So it's $1 a month. And I make Monday through Friday videos, sometimes Saturday, like tomorrow. I will be making a video because something came in that I want to show off a little bit. Now, I got to warn you, the Patreon family videos are my vlogs. I can do anything I want. It's not restricted just to cameras. So don't get upset if every single video is not about a camera. If you're going there for a camera only, stay here. Or go to the big channel, which is 100% camera only. I don't talk about my diet like I'm doing now. I don't talk about going to the doctor like I'm doing now. On the Patreon videos, which is a daily video, I don't get dressed up or anything, so don't think it's fancy. It's kind of like a pullover shirt. I wear my shorts. It could be in the kitchen. It could be by the swimming pool. It could be the backyard. I could get a camera in, which is part of the title. Because of you, okay? So you want to know when people say, please click the link, please subscribe, please do this or please do that. It's so overdone now that I basically ignore it when people do that. But because of you, and I mean this with all my heart, this is not bullshit, okay? And I just cussed, and I don't do that, all right? Because I've asked you, B&H Photo allows me to get equipment. They allow me to get equipment here to make videos, to show it off, to do a review, to do whatever I want. It could be, depending on which piece of equipment, it could be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay? And because I was doing so poorly, they cut me off Thanksgiving. So I didn't get any equipment to review for Christmas or for January. But then I did a little bit of pushing, and I said, you guys, can you please help me? They keep track of how many people come from my either this live video or from the camera channel video, where I call it the big channel, or any channel that I own that I put a B&H link. They keep track of that. And then they go like, Peter, you didn't send very many people to our website. So I said that to you, and I said, would you help me? Would you click on any B&H link in the description below? It doesn't matter which one it is. And this is not if you're going to buy something. It's just to go there from here. And they will register it as a visit that comes from Peter Gregg, because they give me a special code that I have to put in the link. And you did that. And because of you, they actually sent me a camera this month. I got the G9 Mark II. And it's sitting here somewhere. I don't know where it is. Maybe that's it right there. Okay. And I got the G9 Mark II. Now I'm curious. Let me see if this is the camera right here. Yeah, Lumix. And I'm very impressed with this camera. I've actually made 2 videos this week on the Patreon family channel there. I made a video when it came in. I made a video walking around the yard because you know what? I'm very, very curious because they say that the image stabilization on the Lumix G9 Mark II is second to none. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Hold on here. The image stabilization on the camera you're looking at right now, the E1, is second to none. I call that, the camera that you're looking at now, so you can see what camera is right up here, okay? I call that the gimbal killer, because that's exactly what it does. You don't need to use a gimbal. That's how good it is, okay? So let's see if I can turn that off. No, can't. So I got this camera, and I got it because of you. So when I say thank you, it isn't give me a thumbs up and subscribe and that kind of baloney. You guys did something to help me, and this camera would not have come if it wasn't for you. It really is because of you, because I have asked. Click on my B&H link. Now, when I put the link here, I don't know if I did it yet or not. I'll do it after the show is over, okay? So click on the link for the G9 Mark II. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to do anything. You just have to go there. That's all. No purchase is necessary. Nothing. They just keep track of the amount of the crowd, let's call it the crowd, that goes from here to there. So do it a few times during the week when you think of it. I know you'll forget. As a matter of fact, if you're going to buy something, click on either my ADORAMA link or my B&H link. So who was it? A friend of mine just bought a 28 to the Canon RF f2.0. I think is it the 28 to 105? And he clicked my link. And I'm going like, oh my God, I made a commission on that. So if you're going to buy something, yeah. Do I have to ask you? Click on my link before you buy a lens or a compact card or SD card or a camera body. Yeah, click my link right before you buy it. Because if you click on somebody else's link, I lose that commission. And that's how I get enough money to get little stuff done in here. All right, so, but you guys made it possible for me to get this camera for the month of November. For the month of November, for the month of March. So this is the G9 Mark II. It's the same exact body as the S5 Mark II. So when we get around to the S5 Mark II, you'll see it. It's a full frame. And the one you're looking at now is a camera that I own. Actually, all the cameras that are actually running tonight, I own them. Lock, stock, and barrel, okay? The lenses, I might not own them, or they came from Randy, because Randy is actually better than B&H. He sends me stuff, I get to use it for a while, I send it back, he sends me more stuff, okay? So this is the Lumix or Panasonic G9 Mark II. So it's got the new focus system. They did away with the one that just pulses in and out. And they put in a phase detection focus system. And I'll tell you a little bit of a secret. I've got to use it now for about 4 days. Man, more like 3 days. Okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days. The focus system on this is actually better than the S5 Mark II. I have to say it, it's true. The image stabilization, like I said, I walked around, I just grabbed it. So the guy that you're looking at right now, this is the S5 Mark II. The focus system in there is the same focus that they put in here. So this is the first time on a Panasonic Micro Four Thirds camera that they've actually put a phase detection focus system. Olympus has had that for a while now, okay? And the OM system, what is it, the 1 and the 1 Mark II, they've had a form of phase detection, but it doesn't, in my opinion, okay, it doesn't equal the G9 Mark II. They fine-tuned it even above, where are we? We're on this camera right here. All right, they fine-tuned it even above that one, so the focus system in here is even better. So if you're one of those guys that like, oh, I can't possibly have anything less than a full frame sensor, you're missing out. Honest to God, you're missing out. You've got the wrong frame of mind. So you got full frame, you've got cropped, which is APS-C, which is a 1.5 crop. Then you have Micro Four Thirds. Then you have a 1-inch sensor. Then you've got the other smaller. Now, from the Micro Four Thirds and up, they're all good. I've used the GH4 to shoot weddings with. So what is Micro Four Thirds good for if you're going like Peter? Why the heck would I leave a full frame 8K camera and even look at a Micro Four Thirds? It's all about the lenses, okay? I have a lens that they sent me. I don't know where it is. I'll unpack it probably on Monday. It's probably still in the box. So I will unpack it and put it on this camera, and I'll record the whole thing and I'll put it up online so you can see it. So you'll get to see it on the Patreon channel. So in the link below is where you click and sign up for the Patreon channel. It'll cost you 25 cents. I'm not joking. That's as low as I can go. I can't put it lower. So they do bill it once a month. So they're gonna charge you $1. If you can't afford the $1, okay, then don't join. It's $1. I can't make it any lower. They're probably looking at me and going like, Peter, nobody's at $1, only you. Well, I want you able to be there with me. So when I put that lens, and it's a 600 equivalent of a 600 millimeter lens. And I don't think it's any bigger than that. So on a Canon or a Nikon, it would be out here. If you went to 800, it'd be out like there, and it'd be heavy. This one is like here. So I'll show you, and I'll probably weigh it for you. I'll probably do that Monday, okay, so you could see that lens. I'll unbox it. I'll put it here. I'll go see if I can get some birds outside or do some kind of a picture for you with the lens. It goes from 200 to 600. It's a zoom lens. It's a Panasonic lens. It's got image stabilization built into the lens, so you combine that with the image stabilization into the body, and you're really packing a punch. So it's all about the lenses. That's micro four thirds. A low light camera, it'll work, okay? So don't think, oh, I can't do anything low light. Bull hockey. You can do low light. It might not be up to par that what you're expecting it to do, okay? But unless you're there pixel peeping, let's make it 400 times bigger, all right? And let's put the two images side by side. I have never had a customer, I've never had a bride say, can you please enlarge that 400% and put side by side where you've taken it with a full frame camera? She's looking at her face. She's looking at her husband. She's thinking about what they're going to do that night on their honeymoon. She's not interested in what camera I use. As long as I can present a professional level picture, she's golden. And let me tell you something. This camera is golden. It is now 24 megapixels. So everything has moved, not a small step up, one giant step forward. Mother, may I? Yes, you may. So this camera is a big surprise. Now, here's a bigger surprise. Would I rather have this camera, or would I rather have the S5 Mark II? That is a tough question. And I will talk about that and unfold that during the week when I do my Patreon videos. So I want you to be there, okay? And click the link down below so that you can be there and be with me. All right, so Jim, he's moving out this week and moving into a new apartment, a 3-story apartment. I already said hello to Sammy. Carlos is here, the Daily Man. He's saying, hi, Sammy and everybody. We'll miss your stream tonight, Peter, but love you, dude. Love you, too. And guess what? The picture you're looking at here, which is my default picture for the Toshiba, okay? So the camera stand is courtesy, Sammy had it put in here, or he helped me to put it in here. So I was able to hang my 4K Toshiba screen on this camera stand, and it rolls. So when I want to make a video of the Christmas room, I just roll it out of the way, and it's gone. And if I want to show pictures, like your pictures, like I'll do tonight, I'll just roll it back, and it's here. And that is thank you to Sammy, okay? So you guys are a huge blessing. So that is Carlos. You're seeing his picture here, and I do have permission to show his picture because I just think it's really, really pretty. So, Sammy, why so many hellos, big guy? Hello, 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 okay? Peter, how are you? I'm doing good, Sammy. Sammy says, another week and another live stream. Oh, if you're with your buddies, tell them I said hi. Sammy and Joey were here. Sammy was sitting right where I'm sitting, and Joey was sitting next to him over here, and I was kind of like on the piano bench between the two guys. And they came and visited me not once but twice. And of course I fed them. I love cooking and feeding people, so I made hamburgers, hot dog, French fries. I have a new air fryer. You'll see that on the Monday through Friday daily, almost daily vlogs on the Patreon channel. So it is a full everything. You know, Woody, I was thinking of you. So first, let's hi to Woody. Hi, Woody. How you doing, buddy? So this is Woody, a good friend of mine. Hello, Peter, and everybody. Woody, the one with this G9 Mark II that's got now phase detection. So the problem is you're all Nikon, and that is why I like this. I have thousands of dollars of lenses for the Micro Four Thirds, and I don't have a good body to put them on. Now with this G9 Mark II, for at least 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to be able to put my f1.2 lenses, because I got a couple of f1.2s, and they sent me a 200 to 600 zoom. You don't think I can get a bird out of a tree with that? That is, a birder's dream lens. It's something to drool over. And also wildlife photographers. And this thing, it's about a stop better in the low light, but you're not going to really shoot low light. So I can't wait to put that on. It made me think about you, because a lens not much bigger than what I got on here will go to 600 millimeters. So if you're on the Patreon family, Woody, I know it's going to cost you 25 cents a week, but if you think you can do that, join that, because I will be showing off the lens on there. And yeah, I will make a video for the my camera channel too. So that is exciting, but I did think about you. So Sid says Nikon just dropped a bomb on the camera industry. Yeah, kabam! And you know, it was sudden. You know what sudden means? Sudden means suddenly. You're not supposed to use the same word in the definition, but hey, it's my live stream, and I could do that. There is no definition police here. None at all. I've looked around carefully. So yeah, they bought the red camera, and we didn't see that coming. There was not even a hint. You know, on the Nikon rumors, Sony Alpha rumors, Canon rumors, Simon with Ordinary Filmmaker. It's like, what did you just say? You just said that Nikon bought red? Oh my God. So I was thinking, I don't know why, but I was thinking of David Osler, and I haven't seen him in a while. Anybody know if he's okay and everything's doing good? So thank you, Sid, for coming in and saying hi. I do appreciate you. Sammy says, yes, red, you got it. You got it. You got it. Here's one of the professionals in the room. It's Bob Asbury. Hi, Peter. Happy Friday. I worked all day. Then I had my hair done. And I'm on the last mile of my walk, exhausted. Oh, thanks for reminding me, Bob. I started walking, because now I'm flirting with the 150 pounds. I started at 20, let's round it up, 205. I think it was 203, 204. And I went down to 148. And then I ballooned up without any explanation to 157. It took about 2 days for me to figure it out. I ran out of one of my pills, the diuretic that makes me go pee, you know, at night. And I guess it caused a reverse reaction where I started holding water. So the doctor refilled them, but I got some of those pills, and I'm not going to tell you where. And now I'm back to 152. So the water is coming out the bottom end, okay? And but I need to do something, because I look nice when I'm standing up, but when I sit down, there's a little roll of fat right here, and that needs to go. So I don't know what to do about that. So I'm doing intermittent fasting. I am mostly carnivore and eggs. I do have a helping of blueberries every day, which is the lowest. It's one of the lowest fruits you can have in terms of sugar impact. See, I need to stay away from that sugar impact. And then strawberries. So one night I'll have blueberries, one night I'll have strawberries. I'll put a tablespoon, when I say tablespoon, I mean a tablespoon of sour cream in there, stir it up, and that's kind of like my dessert in place of ice cream. And I've been dropping weight again, so I've been doing very, very good. But I need to do something, because I lose my balance very easily lately. And I did a little search on walking on the treadmill. I kind of like to do research. And apparently for my whole life, I've been walking wrong. Now they tell me, at 70 years old, Peter, you have been walking wrong. So why does that framing look so off? Let's fix that right up. Right now. Let's just fix that up. Rise, 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 go over, go over, go over, rise. That's better, okay? So I bring it so that the end over there is right at the edge, okay? And I like just a couple of fingers or even one finger right above my head and the top of the frame. That's the part of me that's into portrait photography and wedding photography. I see everything and then try to frame it for a movie, for a portrait, for a wedding album. So thanks, Bob, for coming in. I guess I'm walking him through his walking, and I have started walking. I'm probably nowhere near what you're doing, but at least I am active instead of sitting on my rump looking at the computer or looking at the television set. I'm actually active, and I made it up as high as 30 minutes a day. And, I'm not looking to get sick, okay, or have something bad happen. I'm going to work my way up. So the thing with walking is if you walk and you pay attention to your walking and you're hitting your stride on your heel, that supposedly sends a tremor up through your knees, which is knee surgery when you get older. So if you're like, 19 like Sammy, or 20, 21, or 30 or 40, and you're walking, pounding your heel all the time, that's going to come home to roost, okay? So the right way to walk, according to what they say, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't even know if they're right, okay, is not to impact your heel, but to, I don't know how to phrase it. To me, it looks like they're walking flat-footed or on the ball of your foot. So if you've got your toes and then you got that meat past your toes, is that called the ball of your foot? Or is this called the ball of... No, that's your heel. So maybe that is the ball of your foot over here. You're supposed to land mostly on the ball of your foot and then lower down to your heel so that the ball of your foot is taking the impact. Well, I tried it. I could feel every muscle in my calves. I could feel it in my thighs. I could feel it in my glutes, to be nice, my butt, okay? And I'm going like, wow, that's going to activate some muscles. So I've been trying to walk like that, but if I don't pay attention, heel first. Every time I'm walking, it's heel first, So what can I tell you? I'm retraining myself on how to walk, at least on the treadmill. Now, because I am more wobbly as I'm getting older, I'm thinking if I do succeed in walking and landing on the ball of my feet and then lowering the heel down, so it'll be like ball, heel, okay? Because normally if you walk, it's heel, and then you go like that, and you round your foot out from the ball, and your toes launch you to the next foot. You got 2 feet, most, not everybody, but most have 2 feet, all right? So now I'm trying to land on the ball of my foot and scoop, like do the paddle, like when you're in the pool, out. Now, when I hit the ball of my foot, I don't stay on it. I lower down to the heel, and then I go out and do the natural stride. Did you think we were going to be talking about just plain everyday walking? Isn't that weird? So Sammy says, what will Sammy buy in the next couple of years? A Nikon red. You're going to have to adjust your language. Sammy, I'm sorry. And guess what? I saw a picture of a red camera painted, a mock-up, of course, okay? And it was painted in Nikon yellow. And it looked pretty good, actually. And it was like a real attention grabber. So I got a couple of shirts that came in today. So tomorrow I'm going to be showing you the shirts that I got and the lens that I got and all that kind of stuff. Even though I don't normally do the Patreon videos on Saturday, we'll see if I do it Saturday or not. I'm probably going to go to my brother's house for what we call dinner and a movie. Here's Alex. I love Alex. Actually, I love all of you guys. But I was thinking about Alex the other day. I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing, Alex? Alex is another one of my buddies. And he actually has family in Florida. So I might actually get a visit from Alex Kane. And he has a channel. Now, he's in the younger crowd. I think he's between 20 and 25, somewhere in there. I'm not going to give his age unless he says it's okay. And so you have, if you watch him, it's going to be a little bit different than if you watch me. Over here, it's a little more structured. I'm a more old fogey. Alex will put the camera on, go to bed, and go to sleep. And you'll see him all night long sleeping. And you're going like, ah, we're all laughing at Alex. Well, you know what I get? I might get 200 views on my live stream. Okay, you know what Alex gets? Just sleeping, no set, no talking, just snoring. He'll get 1,000, 3,000 views of people watching the boy sleep. Now, how that can be interesting, I have no clue. But they will sit there and watch him sleep. And he just knocks it out of the park. And he'll even play one of my videos softly in the background while he's sleeping. I guess I put people to sleep, you know. So I have a sleep stream channel, and he plays that. I don't know if he loops it or just plays it. I haven't watched Alex sleep that much. It's honestly, I have to tell you the truth, Alex, no offense, it's not that interesting to watch you sleep, okay? But there's thousands of people that watch. He does better than me with his sleep stream show. Thumbs up to you, Alex. That is fantastic. So let's come back over here. Here's Sly. Hi, Peter. Nice shirt. Oh, you like this shirt? There's a story behind this shirt. I don't think... Oh, she might know it. I spoke to Sly on the phone, too. Actually, we talked for hours, didn't we? Yeah, hours. Many, many hours. She is feeling better, which is good. She was that far down where she wasn't able to do her live stream last week, which for Sly is pretty serious. But we talked. She sounded chipper, and I guess you're going to get to see what she looks like and what she's got to say about what she went through this week, because she's going to come on right after me. Let me see what time it is here. Oh, we're at 10:40 something. Can't see the time. I wish they would have a little more contrast on these screens. Anyway, so after this one, it'll be Sly Reader. And Sid says, hi, Peter. I'm hoping Nikon will start to develop their own sensors using a global shutter. So I wasn't that hot on global shutters, to be honest with you, Sid and family. But if you think what kind of work you're doing, so if you've got the bride and she's throwing the bouquet, okay, now only, well, I shouldn't say it like that. Because of rolling shutter, her arm could be bent like this. And if you've got a guy that's doing a golf swing, his golf club could be could be more than a banana shape. And the reason is that the sensors that we all are using today are red from top to bottom, and they scan it. It happens very fast, okay? But it's slow enough where if you do something that's got speed in it, a baseball bat, a tennis racket, a golf club, a bride throwing the bouquet, a bride throwing whatever she throws, the people throwing the rice, and they're throwing it, and their arms are all bent, like they're all made out of rubber, okay? Or the groom throwing the garter, or the guy that's reaching out for it to catch the garter, and his arm is bent way up, okay? That's because of rolling shutter. Now, a global shutter solves that. How does it solve that? It scans the entire sensor all at once. There's no progressive scan. Did you ever wonder what the P stands for in 24p, 30p, 60p? No, it's not how many times you go P in a day. Got nothing to do with that part of your anatomy. It's got to do with that, is it progressive scan or interlaced? So if it's, everything is pretty much P nowadays, it's progressive scan. But the progressive scans have gotten faster and faster and faster. So some cameras do actually pretty good with rolling shutter, but it's still there. Except for the new Sony A9 Mark III has a global shutter, which means you can do two things that are out of this world with the global shutter. Number one, it scans it all in one shot. There's no rolling shutter. Zero, not even a hint. It can't, because it's not scanning it. It just takes an instant image of the entire sensor at one shot, okay? And the other thing that it does is it will actually synchronize your flash pictures. So if you have a flash unit, when you fire your flash, all the cameras that we have can only go up to, let's say, a shutter speed between 180 and 250 of a 250th with the th of a second, and then you will actually see a part of the flash missing because it's scanning. Remember what I said? It's got the progressive scan. So the global shutter, there's no scanning. So you can actually synchronize your flash full power all the way up to 1/80th, no, 1/80,000th of a second, 1/80,000th of a second, 1/80,000. So it syncs at any speed, okay, all the way up to the camera's top speed. So the only lenses or the only system that was able to do that was film, and even then it was only a leaf shutter lens. So that actually, I saw that thumbs up. I forgot to ask you guys. Thumbs up, please. Okay. That's like a pat on the back. I'm already live, so they can't really promote this show. But do click on the link that I will put, if you're watching the rewind, on the B&H link that I will put in here for the for anything B&H, but I'll put a link for you for the G9 Mark II. Okay. So here's my buddy Simon. Good evening, Peter. Can't stay long as I'm editing a video for tomorrow morning. It's a late night. Okay, so you know what that means? He's giving us a hint that there is going to be some news tomorrow. And we like news, right? So this is what Simon does. Ordinary filmmaker. So you see the red over here? If I get it right. Ordinary filmmaker right there. You go to his channel. He has his ear to the ground in English, Chinese, Japanese, Mandarin, okay? There's people on the board of directors there that actually speak Mandarin Chinese. So when news breaks, Simon, an ordinary filmmaker, can actually get it before the other guys. So if he's saying he's up late and it's going to be a late night, there's our hint. He's giving us a clue. See, he can't say anything, okay? Because there's what they call windows where you could talk and windows when you can't, okay? So anyway, he's telling us tomorrow to be watching, all right? So Sid Vicious is saying hi to Simon. The salon guy, Steven, my buddy, with Bella. He's got a dog named Bella. Hi, Peter. You look amazing. Oh, I bet you say that to all the boys. I do look amazing. The doctor said, Peter, you look really good. What are you doing? I said, I'm on keto and carnivore. And he said, oh, you're not eating a lot of fat, are you? I said, why, yes, doctor, I am. And I have 3 or 4 eggs a day. And he goes, oh, my God, I'm going to have to put you on pills. I said, no, you're not. Because I ain't taking the damn pills. All right? You need to get up to date on what's new out there. And there's a lot of new, interesting stuff. But I've been on the low sugar for a year, so I can't wait to see my blood work. And he says, well, what do you think it's going to be? I says, I think my sugar's going to be down. My platelets are going to be down. I think my cholesterol is going to go way up. And you're going to freak out. But don't worry. Stick with me, Doc. I'll walk you through it. Okay? So they just did a study. Now, everybody listen to this. I know we're in here for cameras. But this is important. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're interested in. I don't care what camera or lens. I don't care if you're an old fogey that's grumpy as hell. Listen to me, because this is important to you staying alive. Okay? There was a report that was just released on cholesterol, and they made a chart. Okay? Where is the least amount of deaths as you get older? Okay? The least amount of deaths is in a cholesterol level between 180 and 250. They want you down near 100. Do you know where the most deaths are? At 100 level cholesterol. 100, 115, 120. That's where according to this study, I didn't do the study. I'm not medical, but I can read. I'm readical. I'm readical. Okay? I'm not medical, but I'm able to read. And The most deaths are with people from 100 to 130 in their cholesterol, according to this study. Okay? And it's not a very small, like 20 people. It's like thousands and thousands. And the least amount of deaths is between a cholesterol level of 180 to 250. And actually, it just goes up ever so slightly, 300 to 350. It just ticks up. Okay? Still acceptable. So that is critical information, because I don't care what camera you shoot. I don't care what boat you're floating. I don't care what diet you're on. I don't care which air fryer you use. I don't care if you're full frame or medium format. I don't care if you're Canon or Sony or Nikon, Panasonic, Olympus, Fuji. I don't care. This, whatever you call it, this report in one of the medical journals actually is a stunner. Now, do you know it will probably be 3 to 4 years before my doctor will ever read that report? So they'll be pushing me down with statins. We got to get your cholesterol down, Peter. First it was below 200. Now they want you closer to 100. And the most deaths, the highest part on that chart, was right in line with the 100 across the bottom of the chart. So right at the top, and the curve was like that, okay? And right there where it flatlined, the least amount of deaths was between 180 and 250, maybe 275. I would have to enlarge it and look at it closer. Now, I'm a little bit over 300, but over here, it's just up a little bit. There's a little blip, but over here, it climbs like that, okay? So if your cholesterol, according to this chart, if your cholesterol is between 100 and let's say 150, you're in this curve here. You're in the most deaths, most people dying on that chart. Okay? So consider that when you're fighting for what you're fighting for your body metrics. It becomes important. Now, you could say, I don't believe that at all. That's fine. That takes you off the hook. Because then if you've got low cholesterol, like over here, and this is overall cholesterol. This is not LDL or HDL or triglycerides, or what is that new LDL, something phased or something. It's not that. It's the total cholesterol. I was flabbergasted because I'm worried sick that my cholesterol is over 300, and the doctor is going to freak out when it comes back. He really is. And I'm going to have to calm him down. I'm going to have to bring whiskey with me. Doc, you better take a drink. Okay? And you know, if I'm smart, I'll find that journal online and take it to him. So maybe he can calm down. I don't want him to have a panic attack. So Simon is saying hi to Sid Vicious. Sammy says Candy is amazing. Sammy says his kitty cat says hi. He's got a kitty cat. I'd like to see more pictures of your kitty. Okay. So let's start. So Sid Vicious is saying something very true. Simon, you are the hardest working man in show business. Oh, you know, I forgot to look over here. Oh, Simon sent me a picture. Let me see if I can get a picture up here that Simon sent. First, let's see what it is. I have to check out and see what the picture is. And then I'll tell you if I'm going to put it up. So let's get the mouse to work. And let's open up. Open Sesame. Oh, these are nice pictures, Simon. Oh, I love this one. It's a dog. Peter loves dogs. Okay, cool. So let's come over here. Let's close out Carlos's picture. I have to click. I'll just click the red X over here. And now I'm going to take Simon's picture, and I'm going to move it over here, and then I'm going to make it full screen. There we go. Make this guy full screen. I think that's either a Rottweiler, whatever, or a Mastic. He doesn't say. I wish he did, because I love dogs. Okay, so let's move this over here. No, don't do that. You know, that's such a nice picture. I think I'd like to show it to you bigger. Okay. So I will show you the picture bigger. Let's come over here to, I have to do that on a certain camera. So as they say, pardon my dust. All right, so I'm going to come over to this camera. Now I'm going to take Simon's picture and I'm going to move it right on top of me and drop it. Boom. There it is. Isn't that a beauty? The picture's nice too, but I'm talking about the dog. I'm guessing that that's snow because either that or the dog has a terrible case of dandruff. So, but I love dogs. You guys know that, right? So there is Simon's picture of the dog. And yeah, he did give me permission. He did do what I asked him to do. He gave me permission to show that picture. And I'm taking a quick look over here because I'm going to have to get off because Sly is going to come on. So let me put up Sly's picture. Give me a second to do some housekeeping here. I need to take down the Rottweiler, or it's a Mastic, whatever they're called. Let's close that. I thought I got rid of that. Nope, it's still there. All right, so I have to actually click for it to go. And then I need to move over. Bob Asbury sent me a picture. So I'll put that up for you in a second. This is from Bob Asbury. And all right, so let's close out Simon's picture. And then you can see Bob's picture over here. Let's make this full screen over here. I have to find this spot over here, okay? And what I do is I just make it full screen. So I click on that and it becomes full screen. So he says, this is High Rock Lake in Lexington, North Carolina, taken with a DJI Air 3 drone. Gotta say, that's pretty impressive, don't you think? It's taken with a drone. So let's see if I can get that up on full resolution for you because it's kind of a pretty picture. So here comes full resolution, incoming, and there it is, okay? So this is High Rock Lake in Lexington, North Carolina, taken with the DJI Air 3, which is a drone. I'm glad you put that part in because I wouldn't have known. So that's from Bob Asbury. So tell him that you like his pictures. Give him a kudos, a thumbs up, a high five, because that is a very, very nice picture. So let's see, how do I close that picture? Oh, I click the X and watch. Voila! I closed it. Thank you, Simon, and thank you, Bob, for those two pictures. So, yeah. Well, I'll read it in a second, and then I'll say yeah. Jim says, update. I am in the new place. Oh, we have to give Jim Monday a round of applause. Lots of boxes, but they will wait until after Vegas. So he has, he's a speaker. He speaks in front of millions and millions of people, okay? And he's going to Las Vegas where he will be speaking to the crowds over there. He talks about computer security. That's what he does. So with the computer security, people swarm in because, you know, what do they do? The new ransomware and stuff like that. And that actually becomes something very critical because if they take your computer away from you, then that's a bad thing. So that's what Jim Mundy does. And let's see. He said how many flights of stairs? Let's see if I could read that. Lots of boxes, but they will wait until after Vegas. Racked up 50,000 steps, 22 miles, 130 flights of stairs. So no walking for me for a bit. But I'm very grateful. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of steps. I bet if I did that, I'd start to lose this pouch right here. I'm coming to visit you, Jim. I'll follow you around for a day, and then I'm coming back home. So Simon says the red global shutter sensor is much more advanced. than the A9 Mark III. It provides 17 to 20 stops of dynamic range. So Nikon did a pretty good move. That is awesome. Charles says Red is the only American-made camera. They're made out in California, I believe. It's a small company, but they're made in the USA. Roy is saying hi. I want him to get through everybody before we sign off. Okay. Simon says, I'm done editing now. Woohoo. Now for the dumb and keywords. I can enjoy Peter's show now. Now for the dumb. I don't know what the dumb is supposed to. What did Apple misinterpret there? So probably the upload. Probably something like that. And the keywords. Sammy says it's already 10:55. Oh, thanks for keeping me on track, Sammy. So this show goes from 10 to 11. And Sly goes on at 11:30. So Sammy kind of keeps me on track. Roy says Mike needs relocating. Yeah, that's something I notice I forget quite often. When I do the live show and I want to include the slides, my head is over here towards the cameras, which is where you are. And then it's over here where I am actually looking at the pictures. And what I need to do is move this microphone from here to over here. So whether I'm this way or this way, I'm in the cone of where it picks it up. So when I turn this way, just move closer to your phone. That's all I can tell you right now. I don't know what that word means. Oh, the mastic. It's the mastic dog. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a Rottweiler or if it was, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I want to say mastic. And yes, that is Snow. So that is really, really, really nice. And that is taken with the 50 millimeter 1.2 lens. What an amazing lens, the 50 millimeter 1.2, and that's a Canon lens, by the way. And he's shooting that either on the 70D or the R5. And Simon is waiting for the R5 Mark II to come down the road. And he works them very, very nicely. So Jim is giving a thumbs up to Simon and to Bob Asbury. Roy is saying the Red global shutter is probably much more expensive. Chances are, I don't know how much that camera is, but it's not a cheap camera. Charles says, Calle Ocho is this Sunday. Are you going, Peter? No, I'm not, but that reminds me. Today is Friday, okay? So you'll have to follow me through it. So this week we switched to daylight savings time. And it happens at 2 a.m., okay? A.m. on Sunday morning. So that means Saturday night, while we're in the night, and it turns from Saturday to Sunday in the time zone that we're in, we spring forward by 1 hour. Now, on the computers, it gets all handled by the computer, okay? But I have 3 clocks in the house where I have to do it manually twice a year, okay? I was talking to Sly last night. She thought they did away with daylight savings time. But apparently they didn't, because they've been announcing that tomorrow night, when you go to sleep, spring forward by 1 hour. And then in October-ish, November-ish, you fall back by 1 hour. Okay? So that is very interesting. So let's remember to spring forward. So whatever it is at 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow night, it'll be 7 o'clock Sunday night, and you'll have the same brightness. And then the days get longer and longer and longer and longer until I think the longest day of the year is in July, Julio. In July, I think in the middle of July is the longest day of the year for sunlight here in the USA. Probably around the world. I don't know why I'm thinking only in the USA. Because I'm USA, USA. Make America wonderful and great again. There she goes. YouTube doesn't like when I do that. I hate daylight savings time. It mucks me up. You know what I do for about a week? I pretend I'm on the old time. So if it's 9 o'clock, okay, for about a week, I'll tell myself, oh, it's really 8 o'clock because we're going to spring forward. So we're going to move the clock forward. So I'll tell myself it's really, 8 o'clock. And if it's like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I'll say it's really this time, okay? So Simon says June 21st and 23rd, that area is the longest day. Really? I'm surprised to hear that because I thought it was in July, but that's fine. I'm sure he looked it up. He's a good researcher. So Simon says he hates it as well. Someday we're going to teach Apple how to talk. Unbelievable. So that is my show for this week, the first week in March. You guys that want to be with me through this whole week, spend the 25 cents. There is a paywall. They enforce it. I mean, they put it there. They didn't say anybody can come for free. They want the money to roll through. So the lowest that they allow it to go is $1. They're probably figuring nobody will do the $1. So I guess most of the people that sign up for me sign up for the $3.13. But I do have a few people at $1, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I want the people to come and watch me during the week. Okay? So that is my show, and I thank you for being here, for loving me, and I'm going to give you guys a little time to say goodnight to each other. And I need to do the show end. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'll meet you over at Sly's at 11:30 because I did confirm with her that she is going to be on at 11:30 so we can continue any conversation. So between now and 11:30, I'm going to go to the potty, then maybe grab something. Maybe I'll have some of the blueberries with the strawberry with the sour cream. And if you're watching this on the rewind, I'm asking you, please do make a comment, okay? I like to know and talk to people. And if you make a comment, I can respond to you. So that's it. Good night. Thank you for being here. I love you guys very much. Bye-bye.
Silent night, oh holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round the Virgin, the Mother, the Child, holy infant, he's tender, he's mild. Silent night, oh holy night, Son of God, love's pure light. Radiant beams from your holy face, with the dawning of saving grace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds shake at that sight. Glory is streaming from heaven above, heavenly angels sing hallelujah.
Just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching.